ever experienced office politics as a woman in leadership? I'm sure you probably have. Well, today is your lucky day because I know how incredibly challenging it can be to deal with office politics, especially as a woman in leadership. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you a tip, a strategy that can help you to start navigating office politics that oftentimes people don't talk about. You want to watch this video for till the end because this strategy that I'm going to share with you is the first. Now, there's many strategies that I have that have helped me to navigate office politics, but in this video, I want to give you a starting point, a place to make sure that we are all on the same page as it relates to how to navigate office politics as a woman in leadership. Now, this is a challenge, and I hear people talk about it all the time. It doesn't have to be hard. There are ways you can navigate office politics so that you present yourself as the executive, as a person who knows how to tread those waters very, very politely and assertively when you need to. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in learning more about, then subscribe to the channel. I talk about very high pressure communication situations, challenging issues that happen all of the time. And I give you really great insight and strategies on how you communicate at a higher level than your peers, especially in those high stakes, high pressured moments, such as boardrooms, interviews, presentations, and etc. So this is the place for you if you're trying to elevate how you're communicating. I say on my channel all the time, people become great by how they communicate. And so my role here, my mission here on this earth is to help you be able to unlock the greatness within you, especially by how you're communicating. Now, this is a live video, so if you're watching this portion of the video, you are more than likely watching a replay. So welcome, welcome. Glad you're here today. Typically on YouTube with the lives, there is a point in time where people will join and I will say hello to them. So give me just a few moments and I'm going to go into the strategy that can help you start to navigate office politics as a woman in leadership. Now, before I go into the strategy, I do want to mention that my base, the clients that I work with in a one on one setting, are typically women in leadership. However, on my YouTube channel and on many of the other platforms that I have accounts on, or accounts, platforms I have accounts on, yes, I said it correctly, there are a lot of men in leadership that are a part of my audience as well. So I welcome women in leadership, men in leadership here on my channel. I appreciate your support, regardless of what gender you are. If you're watching this channel and you're subscribed to my channel, then I know you want to communicate at a higher level as a leader. And I'm here to help you regardless of what gender you are. All right, so let me say hello to Nellie. Hello, welcome, Nellie. How you doing today? Well today. Hope you're doing well today. Sorry, I am a bit under the weather still, right? I need to get over this cold, but I'm getting there. Sean Weber, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well today. Sean Weber says, "Who?" I think you're trying to say who you're talking to. I believe that's who you're talking to. I think that's what you're saying. So, Sean, this particular live, we're talking about office politics. So, if you've ever dealt with office politics and you want to stay around for a strategy, this is the very first strategy I would tell you how to navigate office politics. All right, we had Sun Tone, please. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Sean, high five back to you, friend. All right, so in before I go into office politics and giving you one strategy that you can start using today to be able to start managing it, I want to know where you all joining from in this big, beautiful world today. Let me know in the comments below. So, how many of you have ever dealt with office politics? Let me know. You can either let me know live here or you can let me know in the comments below if you're watching the replay. Just say, yes, I've dealt with it. Or you can just say, yes. I'm curious to know how many of you have dealt with office politics because it happens often. And many times people say office politics, they think, oh, it's bad, it's horrible. It doesn't have to be. If you know how to navigate it, it can actually work in your favor. So before I go into the strategy I want to share with you all today, let me take a look and see what's going on in the chat. All right, Sean Weber from South Africa. Welcome, welcome, friend. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for letting me know where you're joining from. I'm joining here from the United States. So glad to have you here, Sean Weber. Okay, Sean Weber says, I want to be a millionaire. Well, Sean Weber, you will be a millionaire, friend. Okay, the fact that you are saying that you want to be a millionaire, you're already speaking it into existence. And Sean, you will be. You will be a millionaire. Let me know what are some things you're working on to become a millionaire. What are some things you're doing? I will share with you this. One of the things that will be very helpful to you as you are getting yourself to being a millionaire, and then we'll talk about office politics, is to really start diversifying your streams of income. So specifically, I don't know what your role is, Sean, right now, or what your main source of income is at the moment. However, whatever that main source of income is that you have, we need to add a few more to it. Okay, we need to add a few more things to that main source of income that you have. So there is a statement I would say that's out there that talks about how many streams of income you should have to be a millionaire. And the number I hear often is seven. And so you should have basically seven streams of revenue coming into your specific household, account, business, however you want to phrase it, that can help you to start becoming a millionaire. So if you want to be a millionaire, Sean, as I mentioned, Sean Weber, you will be a millionaire. The fact that you're speaking this out in open, this is something that I know you've been thinking about and that you want to be a millionaire. That's the first step. It really starts with what you're doing and what you are thinking about in your mind, because your mind here can cause you to do some amazing things if you have it just on the right track. So if you want to be a millionaire, Sean Weber, you're going to be a millionaire, friend. Just keep learning as much as you can. You're welcome to subscribe to the channel because I will share with you here strategies, techniques, ways that you can communicate at a higher level than your peers so that you are the leader that stands out from everybody else. When you see millionaires, they stand out from everybody else. They do by default because they are able to communicate at a higher level. And that's what I talk about here on my channel. I will help you get to that next level in terms of how you communicate and handle yourself. So I hope that helps. I know you said you want to be a millionaire, but that is something that I believe will be very interesting to the audience also, because I have a lot of people in the audience that are attaining to be millionaires as well. And they want to learn different things too. So if you ever want me to go into more strategies or talk more about in terms of potentially diversifying your income streams and etc., then comments below, friends, comments below. Let me know. I'll be happy to do a live just specifically to talk about that. You know, I'm very passionate about communication and how to communicate at a higher level. However, on lives, as many of you already know, lives go in different directions, just like we just went into a different direction. And we haven't specifically talked about the strategy to deal with office politics yet, but that's okay. We go in different directions on lives, and the fact that we're talking about someone wants to be a millionaire and we're talking about diversifying your streams of income, this is why I love doing YouTube lives, because I am here to support you. It doesn't matter what we talk about as long as it's professionally based and appropriate for YouTube and appropriate for my audience. I will definitely have a conversation with you about that. So thank you, Sean Weber, for mentioning the topic about being a millionaire. So it's great. Okay, so Sean Weber says, I gamble too much, so I probably won't be one. Well, you know what, Sean Weber? The fact that you mentioned that you gamble too much, that is the first step, friend. That's the first step to gaining self-awareness. And when you're working with an executive coach like myself, awareness is really important. You have to be aware of yourself so you can know where your challenges are, the places where you want to try to improve, and etc. So if you feel like you're gambling too much right now, then you know that's something you just have to work on. And that doesn't mean that you can't work on gambling. That means you can lessen it or maybe not do it as much. You know yourself better than anybody else. And there's always things that we can do to improve. I'm improving every single day. We all are improving every single day, or should be wanting to improve every single day. So that doesn't necessarily mean you will not be a millionaire because you feel like you gamble too much. If you feel like you gamble too much, then what are some things that you can do that can help you not to gamble as much? That is what I'm sharing with you from the perspective of an executive coach. Think about what it is and make an action plan and move forward. But keep going, keep going, keep going, friend. You can do it. All right. So if you're dealing with office politics, specifically in your role at your job, people really do struggle with this. And I know that this topic comes up a lot. I hear it from my clients over and over and over again. And my clients I work with are women in leadership. And so one of the challenges that comes up is they don't know how to navigate office politics. They tell me, I'm tired of office politics. I don't know what to do. Well, the one strategy I want to share with you in terms of what you need to do to start managing office politics is something that is so simple. You're going to be wondering, well, why didn't I do this all along? Are you ready? Learn from my over 20 years of experience as a director, as a C suite executive, and as a manager, and as a public speaker to master office politics. So, the one strategy, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the live, there's a lot of different strategies that you can use to navigate office politics. So, in this video, I'm not going into all of them, I'm going to go into the very first strategy. If someone came and told me, you're my client today, and you said, Dr. Jacinta, I'm struggling with office politics, what should I do? This is what I would tell you to do. Observe the room. You have to observe and see what's going on. Now, in addition to observing, you need to find out information. And I appreciate the heart emojis. Thank you so much for providing those. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. So, what specifically do I mean by observing? You're going to have to really watch what's going on. What I tell my clients to do, and this is in a one on one setting. So if you're dealing with office politics and you're struggling with it, there's a link in the description below where you can schedule a strategy session with me. Very brief 20-minute call. We talk about where you are, where you want to be, and how I can help you move forward. But you want to take a look at who is speaking to who in the room and what is their body language saying. If you do this and you observe the room in your office setting, or even if you're not in a room together, but if you just observe interactions, believe it or not, leaders, it tells you a lot of information that you normally would not have access to. Now, you don't want to be that person that's scowling at people or just being really awkward in terms of staring at people. You just simply observe. You take note of something and say, oh, okay, I see that Mary and Susie talk all the time. I didn't know this, they talk all the time. That's interesting. Or I happen to see Mike and John. They talk awful a lot, but you don't necessarily let that consume you in terms of your mindset and what you're working on. But it's something you just want to just have information. That's the one important aspect of being a leader that will help you, especially as it relates to navigating office politics. You need to collect data. So find out who are the decision makers, who are the people that are influencing other people. And you find that out by observing. Sometimes it's good for you to ask open ended questions to people to see what they say. And this is a great way to start navigating office politics because if you can navigate office politics, this is one of the things that actually help you to stand out as a leader. So I'll go more into this in just a few moments, but let me see what's going on in the chat. Okay, SKZ for life. Hello, welcome, friend. Hope you're doing well today. Okay, SKZ for life says I joined a few days ago. Well, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. And let's see, SKZ for life says I don't understand that. Let's see, SKZ for life. My name was Free Shalep. Oh, okay. Welcome. Yes, I remember you, friend. Well, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. Oh, you had to go. Okay. Yes, I remember you did have to go. Well, I appreciate you being here and coming back and visiting. And congratulations on the name change. I know you changed it to a different name. So very, very, very interesting. I appreciate you sharing that. Let me know if you have any questions as it relates to office politics. We just talked about office politics a little bit. We actually had a very nice conversation with Sean Weber a few moments ago when we were talking about Sean Weber wants to be a millionaire. And so we just had a very brief discussion, I would say, as it relates to how to become a millionaire. What are some things you need to think about if you want to be a millionaire and etc. So we just had a really great discussion. And now we just started talking about being able to observe as it relates to office politics. Because I have found that if I can give you one strategy as a leader that you need to implement today, and I mean today, right now, as it relates to how to navigate office politics, is to really observe. You have to observe the rooms that you're in, who's talking to who is the decision makers, who are the decision makers, and who are the people that are influencing other people. Once you learn those basic parameters, then you know exactly how you need to communicate and manage office politics. Now, as I mentioned, I'm only going into the very first strategy that I mentioned. If you were my client and you said, I'm struggling with this, help me please, what should I do? This is what I would tell you to do. Let's start observing first and collect data so you know what's going on. So I appreciate you all for doing that. And I appreciate the heart emojis that just came through also. Thank you so much. So SKZ for life says, be right back. No problem, friend. We'll most likely be here when you come back. If not, then just take a look at the replay. So observing is very, very important. So it's extremely important for you to observe and know that information. Now I know a lot of times after you do the observation part, you have your information, you know exactly who the decision makers are, you know who are the individuals that are having conversations about different aspects and etc. So what's the next step? So I'm going to talk about it just very briefly, and then let me know in the comments below if you want me to go into more detail on this topic. I'll be happy to do so for you. So what's the next thing? If you're struggling with office politics, what's the next strategy you might want to do? Well, I would say if you've collected your data and you've observed and you see who was having conversation with who and etc., then the next step that I will share with you, and this will be one we can talk about at a later date, will be to learn how to communicate in a very professional but very assertive type of way. So I can go into more detail on that on another video, but I did want to share with you at least the very first strategy that I will share with you if you're trying to navigate office politics is you have to observe. You have to get a sense of what is going on in the room, who's talking to who is influencing who are the decision makers. You have to know that information in the back of your mind as it relates to office politics. That's the only way to at least start, as I mentioned. If you're just starting out, you're just trying to figure out how to navigate it. First thing, observe. Observe. Spend some time. You don't have to talk to everybody, but just watch and see what's going on. And don't be the weird person that just stares at people. Don't do that. But just observe. Just see exactly what it is that's going on. And you collect that information and you make changes as you need to. Okay, let me take a look at the chat real quick. We have Forensic Accountant. Welcome back, friend. Hope you're doing well today. In the Forensic Accountant says in the cut reporting in progress. Well, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here today. Appreciate you spending some time here on the live today. We just had a really great conversation with Sean Weber a moment ago. We were talking about how to become a millionaire. So we were just talking about that briefly, and then we went into our strategy in terms of what to do if you are trying to navigate office politics. One step that I would start with. There's many steps to navigating office politics, but the very first strategy that I would recommend is to observe. So, Forensic Accountant, welcome back. Just really glad you're here today. So, we talked about observing. That's very, very important. We talked about the next step is learning how to communicate in a very, very professional and a very assertive type of way. Now, I've talked about this on my channel at length. So, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, this is a great time for you to do so. We talk about these type of topics on my channel in detail. So if you're trying to communicate at that higher level, or maybe you want to be that person that stands out from all the other leaders, then check out my live tab. I'm going to be updating my banner here very soon because I definitely want you all to take a look at the lives. I spend a lot more time live than I do on my recording, but that is going to balance out here very soon, meaning that I still will be live, but I will also be doing a bit more recorded video. So just get ready for that and get ready for the podcast I'm going to be launching hopefully by the end of this year. So those are some strategies that I would recommend for you. The video that I would recommend for you to watch that may help you with this is one of the videos that I have that talks about eye contact. So if you've watched my videos for any length of time, then this is something that I would recommend for you to do is to look out for my cowboy analogy. My cowboy analogy is a great way for you to start really grasping how to make eye contact with somebody else. This is something that will help you. Definitely watch any videos on my channel that relates to eye contact. It will help you, especially as you're trying to navigate office politics. So let's see what's in the chat. Sean Weber says, "Night girl, thanks for advice. Keep it up." Oh, absolutely, Sean Weber. Hey, I appreciate you bringing that up today because many of my audience, as I mentioned, are interested in becoming millionaires also. And so it's a really great dialogue. I appreciate you being here. We'd be happy to have you subscribe and be a part of our group. We're growing very quickly, and I just appreciate you for bringing that up today. And I hope you have a wonderful night in South Africa. Okay, so if y'all have any other questions as it relates to this topic, feel free to let me know. I can talk about office politics probably all day long because this is something I've navigated, dealt with many, many times. So I want to know from you all that are watching, have you ever dealt with office politics? Have you ever dealt with it? Let me know in the comments below if you've ever dealt with office politics. Now, before I finish up, I do have some news and I do want to share with you all to let you know that I do need your help on something. So, if not, it's probably not tonight, but more than likely tomorrow or the following day, which will be Thursday, I'm going to put a post on my YouTube channel that is going to specifically show something that I'm doing with one of my vehicles in terms of wrapping it. So I'd love to get your insight on it before I contact the company to do it. I'm doing a bit more local outreach here for my business. So just want to get your thoughts as my audience so you all are growing with me as well. All right, so we have SKZ for life back. Thank you. Welcome back, friend. Welcome back. Appreciate the heart emojis. So let me know, have you all experienced office politics? And if so, what did you do to manage it? Or did it manage you? Let me know in the comments below because I know this is a topic that people struggle with and they ask me about it all the time. So let me know. I want to be able to support you and provide you with any insight. As I mentioned, learn from my over 20 years of experience dealing with office politics in very high level positions. I'll be able to provide you with some insight that will help you on your journey. So I appreciate the heart emojis and the smiles. Thank you so much. I appreciate them. And I will be live tomorrow. I will show you all a couple other strategies. We may talk about office politics or we may talk about something else. I will let you all know. But if you have any topics that you want to learn more about, let me know in the comments below on any of my videos. I do read my comments and I do actually personally respond to my comments. So just let me know and I will provide you with any insight that I can help you on your journey. But until the next time, friends, I hope you all have an amazing evening and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.